While piloting the aircraft, the captain suddenly discovered something terrifying. A sudden bird strike caused both engines to catch fire and fail instantly. The cockpit crew remained unaware of the external situation, only sensing the sharp drop in thrust. At that moment, the captain made a quick decision and pressed the engine restart switch. The engines, however, gave no response. The cabin then lost power, plunging all passengers into darkness. The captain realized the problem and immediately activated the auxiliary power unit, restoring electricity to the passenger cabin. Flight attendants began calming passengers and reminding them to fasten their seatbelts. Initially, everyone assumed this was merely simple turbulence, unaware that the cockpit crew was racing against time to save the situation. The co-pilot pulled out the quick reference handbook while the captain contacted the control tower for assistance, requesting permission to land at a nearby airport. The tower immediately ordered all runways cleared, ready to receive Flight 1549's return. Time was fleeting. After just dozens of seconds of communication, the aircraft's altitude had dropped to dangerously low levels. The experienced Captain Sully determined that the aircraft could no longer turn back to the airport. The only chance for survival was an emergency landing on the nearby river. Flight 1549's radar signal then disappeared from the screen. Staff members fell into complete despair, tears in their eyes seeming like a form of mourning, as the survival rate for water landings had historically been a mere 1%. Captain Sully's face showed no trace of panic, only the composure that came from 42 years of experience. Behind him were the lives of 155 passengers. Some had begun writing final messages while others made last farewells to loved ones. Flight attendants repeatedly shouted instructions to brace for impact. Even in this life-threatening moment, they remained dutiful. The aircraft was now less than 50 meters from the water's surface. Sully adjusted the final water entry angle. Whether they could survive this disaster would now be left to fate. Through the captain's control of the entry angle, the aircraft landed smoothly on the Hudson River, an unprecedented miracle. Passengers began looking around, their hearts filled with the shock of survival. The crisis, however, was not completely over. River water immediately began flooding the cabin. Sully reminded everyone to unfasten their seatbelts, put on life vests, and open the emergency exits. Passengers evacuated in an orderly fashion to the outside, standing on the wings awaiting government rescue. Some chose to jump directly into the water, attempting to swim alone to the opposite shore. With New York's winter temperatures dropping below freezing, they soon began shivering uncontrollably. Meanwhile, water rescue organizations began arriving at the scene. Rescue forces from all directions formed a wall of life. SWAT officers piloting helicopters jumped fully equipped into the water, rescuing the overconfident passenger. After confirming multiple times that no one remained in the cabin, Sully took the accident records and evacuated last with the remaining crew members. The passengers rescued to shore showed no complaints or emotional breakdowns, only the joy of surviving against all odds. Captain Sully, however, could not smile at all. Until he received the survivor list, his heart remained unsettled. 155 was the total number of crew members and passengers, including 2 newborn infants. The scene was chaotic, making it impossible to count heads.